I told you guys I was going to rock this hat this month. And yeah, that's not going to change at all. So, yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Yep, it's Sunday, and now we get to, honestly, what's really beginning to be one of my favorite times of videos to do, the NFL Sunday picks. And I gotta say, it's actually kind of fun, like, doing these videos, because it's just always that sort of mentality where, like, you have no idea what's going to happen, but then, like, when you're right, it's awesome, but then when you're wrong, it's not awesome. But, yeah. Before I begin, I mentioned I got this yesterday. I'm sure. See? Advent calendar. I told y'all I got one. See? I am not a liar, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every single one of these 24 doors on this calendar holds a special Gertrude Hawk-related chocolate. And you'll notice it's still in the plastic because I actually like to save all my chocolate for Christmas Eve. You know, Christmas Eve, go big or go home, you know? Yeah, Christmas Eve is going to be fun this year. I love celebrating Christmas Eve with my family. I do. And, yeah. Funny enough, wait, what was I about to go in? Oh, yeah. You know, I mentioned before that, you know, I am Catholic and I do go to church on, you know, regularly. But, my rule of thumb is, believe it or not, we actually like going to church on, Christmas Eve. Like, as early as possible, so then we can have all the time to celebrate, you know, actual Christmas Eve with, our folks. Which is always very nice. Although, seriously, for years, my father and I had to, like, get to the church early to save seats because, ooh, it gets pretty packed. Like, usually, I mean, it's always, for those of you who aren't in the know, it's always the Christmas and Easter church services that are always the most crowded. Partly because they're filled with people who don't really go all year round. But I do, because, yeah, let's be honest, I am a good little boy who will do, you know, what he's supposed to do. It's a curse, I'm afraid. Yes, it's a curse to be a good little boy. Anyway, yes. Now that is out of the way, let us begin our NFL Sunday picks for Week 13. Well, I don't need to worry about the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, I'm so happy. The Dallas Cowboys won. You know, honestly, seriously, that Friday was like the perfect way to end November. It was. Like, just riding that natural high from the Dallas Cowboys beating quite possibly the best team in the NFL, just riding into the end of the month and in the beginning of December, which is always super awesome. Okay, so now that we have taken care of that, let's get into our picks for this week, shall we? The Bears and the Giants. Let me tell you what I like and what I don't like about this scenario. What I like. Both teams are shades of blue. Yeah, I can't sugarcoat this, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bears are going to flat out annihilate the Giants. They are. I mean, the Giants are going to do okay. Saquon Barkley's probably going to have a good game. And if Odell Beckham Jr. can keep himself under control, he'll do fine. But honestly, I think it's time the Giants should move away from Eli Manning. Which is a real shame, too, because, okay, this is actually a quick funny story. I never really shared this with anyone, although, actually, maybe I have, but I forget. Anyway, my grandmother on my father's side, you met her on day 147, part 2. Her name is Rose. She's actually a Giants fan. But not because of, like, the team or whatever. It's really because, according to her, I look exactly like Eli Manning. I'm going to give you some time to process that. Personally, I've never really been able to see the resemblance, like, at all. But I do love my grandma, so, Whatever she says goes. So, as long as Eli Manning is going to be playing for the Giants, she'll probably be a Giants fan. So that's awesome. And again, I do love my grandma. So, there you go. The Cardinals and the Packers. Yeah, I don't expect the Packers to win the division or go to the playoffs, but they should definitely beat the Cardinals today. So, I'm picking the Packers over the Cardinals. The Colts and the Jaguars. Ooh, a divisional game. You know what? I've been picking the Colts to not win a lot of games this year because honestly, I do not think they are any good at all. In fact, the wins that they've had have been outright miracles, with the exception of probably the one against Buffalo. What can I say, Buffalo Bills fans? I mean, that should have been an easy win for you guys, and you completely did not do well. Anyway, so you know what? Just for the sake of laughter, I'm going to pick the Colts to win over the Jaguars. And watch, I'm probably going to be wrong. More than likely going to be wrong. Yeah, anyway, I should probably get moving. Ooh, the Browns and the Texans. Ooh. Yeah. You know, I always feel really bad when the Browns have to go up against a team that I know for a fact is really, really good because I have a soft spot for the Browns. I mean, if any of you guys know the history of the NFL, you know that Cleveland's had it rough over the years, particularly the last 2 years. And I am absolutely positive that the Browns are not going to beat the Texans today, but it should be a good matchup. It really should. So I'm actually picking the Texans over the Browns, but I am secretly hoping that I am wrong about that. And it's not so secret if I announce it as loud as I did. So yeah, the Texans over the Browns. The Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Carolina really wants to get that wild card spot, and a win over Tampa Bay is going to help secure that. So, yeah, I'm picking the Carolina Panthers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, there we go. Let's see. The Bills and the Dolphins, a divisional game. Well, you know what? The Dolphins made me wrong last week, so I'm angry at them. And you know what? I'm going to support my local area, and I'm going to be rooting for the Buffalo Bills in that game. The Bills over the Dolphins. So, yeah, there you go. I'm picking the Buffalo Bills over the Miami Dolphins. Which I do feel kind of bad considering that I mentioned this last week, but a friend of mine actually has a birthday on the same day as I do. And he's a Dolphins fan. So, actually, not only him, but one of my old football captains from Horseheads, he's actually a Dolphins fan as well. So, yeah. I mean, I like you guys, but I don't like your odds against the Bills. Watch, I'm going to be incredibly wrong about that one, too. The Broncos over the Bengals. You know what? If the Broncos can beat the Steelers, they can beat the Bengals. I am picking the Broncos to win today. No questions asked. Let's see. Ooh, here's a good one. The Ravens and the Falcons. A game that's between what some people could consider a game between two kinds of overrated birds. But, yeah. I'm still holding out hope that the Ravens can win the division. But I don't know if they will because of Pittsburgh. But I definitely think the Ravens are going to beat the Falcons today. You know, what can I say? I really do have... I like the Baltimore Ravens. I do. They're a good team. I really think they can beat the Falcons today. Let's see. The Lions and the... Yeah, I'm not even going to... They're playing the Rams, guys. The Rams most likely are the best team in the NFL. Like, between that and the Saints. In fact, I gotta go with what Skip Bayless once said about the Cowboys. The only way the Cowboys are legitimately going to lose is if we go to New Orleans if we play New Orleans at New Orleans. Because if we go to the Citadel, is it the Citadel? No, the Coliseum, excuse me. The Coliseum to play the Rams, we can beat them. But I don't think it's going to be the way for against the Saints. So, but I'm still picking the Saints to win over the Lions. Definitely picking the Rams to win over the Lions. Thank you. Okay, please move on now. Okay. Let's see, a division game between the Chiefs and the Raiders. Yeah, my homie's going to win. That's what I'm going to call Patrick Mahomes, my homie. So, yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs over the Raiders. The Jets and the Titans. Okay, if the Tennessee Titans can beat the Patriots and can beat the Cowboys, which they shouldn't have been able to, by the way, they can beat the Jets. So I'm picking the Titans to win over the Jets. No problem at all. Now, the 2 games of the week. Let's start with the one that we may or may not get, which is the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you guys know I have an uncle who is a Seahawks fan, and he's actually the one who just got married recently. And so, for his sake, I am going to be picking the Seahawks over the 49ers. That takes care of that. But now we get into the other game that's even more difficult for me to figure out. The Vikings and the Patriots. I'm going to level with you, folks. The Minnesota Vikings terrify me. I really do think that they're legitimately going to be one of the 2 wild cards in the playoffs. For sure. And with the way the season could potentially end up, I really think that the Cowboys are going to have to play the Vikings, which I hope not. With that said, I don't think the Patriots are going to do that well against the Vikings. I mean, I'm pretty sure every team in the NFC North the Patriots have played against, they've won. Wait, no, they didn't. I think they lost to the Lions. They lost to the Lions. Yeah, who am I kidding? The Vikings are going to beat the Patriots. They are. I am 100% sure the Vikings can win that game. I mean, Kirk Cousins has to play like the worst game of his career to lose to the Patriots. I mean, with Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, some other Xavier Woods. Wait, is he on the Vikings? Darn, I forgot. But yeah, like that's a team surrounding Kirk Cousins that can win against the Patriots. So, yeah, I'm picking the Vikings over the Patriots. And that just leaves tonight's game, which is the Chargers and the Steelers. I'll tell you what, I'm picking the Chargers to win over the Steelers for 2 reasons. One, I legitimately think that the Chargers are going to be one of the wild cards in the AFC. And 2, I said earlier, I picked the Ravens to win that division, so if they beat the Steelers, that's going to be huge for me. So, yeah, go Chargers. I actually didn't realize this, but honestly, Phillip Rivers, I mean, I'm not a fan of Phillip Rivers by any stretch of the imagination, but I gotta say, he's been playing really well. Like, then again, I do believe it was either his rookie year or his second year where they went 13-3, and they lost in the AFC Championship to, at the time, the undefeated Patriots. For the record, Giants-Patriots round 1 is still considered to be the greatest Super Bowl of all time, and that's probably going to stand for a long time. So, yeah. And then there's tomorrow night's game with the Redskins and the Eagles. Yeah, what you were about to hear me say is something that I'm probably going to have to wash my mouth out with soap after saying, but I'm picking the Eagles to win over the Redskins tomorrow. So, yeah. My picks for this week are as follows. The Bears, the Packers, the Colts, the Texans, the Panthers, the Bills, the Broncos, the Ravens, the Rams, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Chargers, and the Eagles. Now I have a really bad taste in my mouth. Oh well, I better get ready to watch some football today. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I can really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You know, I'm going to be chilling out. As always, I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopefully all have a wonderful Sunday. Get ready to watch some football. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go wash my mouth out with soap. See you guys later.